As Kyiv stood on Friday morning, news of a critical decision echoed through the city. The European Union has pledged 90 billion euros in financial support to Ukraine over the next 2 years. The EU opted for loans, wary that using frozen Russian assets could deepen tensions with Moscow. And with Ukraine's financial reserves nearly depleted, this lifeline is not just welcome, it is essential.
I understand that not everyone supports this idea. Perhaps they are afraid and do not want to escalate tensions with Russia. That's how I see it. That is why they gave their own money for now and will reassess later, depending on how Russia will act.
What matters most is that they are supporting Ukraine. If using their own funds is easier than using Russia's frozen assets, that's their decision and their right.
The initial plan was to use the frozen Russian assets in Europe as collateral for the loan, but that idea quickly fell apart. Belgium raised too many objections, and with every attempt to fix one problem, a new one seemed to emerge. In the end, though, it didn't really matter. What mattered most, as the EU leaders agreed, was getting the money to Ukraine without delay.
We will provide a loan backed by the European Union budget. This will address the urgent financial needs of Ukraine. And Ukraine will only repay this loan once Russia pays reparations. The Union reserves its right to make use of the immobilized asset to repay this loan.
And there in Moscow, Russian President Vladimir Putin made it clear that the assets stolen or seized would eventually need to be returned. He hinted at challenging the process in court, emphasizing that Russia would defend its interests through legal channels, seeking jurisdictions independent of political influence. A quiet reminder that this financial struggle, though urgent, was far from over.
No matter what and how they steal, they will need to give it back at some point. Besides, we will defend our interests in courts. We will try to find a jurisdiction which will be independent of political decisions.
While the situation continues to evolve, one thing remains certain. The stakes are immense. Every decision, whether made in boardrooms, courtrooms, or on the battlefields, will have lasting consequences, shaping not just Ukraine's future, but the very fate of Europe itself.